Hey guys, Level Cap here. Today I'm going to be going over the brand new patch for Battlefield 5. I just got done playing 4 hours of it, and you'll hear my first impressions of visibility changes, the updates to the medic and support stuff, leaning in this game, and also the new Boys AT rifle, which I will be doing a full weapon review on, but you'll sort of hear a little bit about it in this video. First things first, I think visibility is the most important thing that's been updated in this patch. After 4 hours of playing, I gotta say visibility is very much improved. Time will tell whether it's enough or perhaps too much, but at the moment I am pleased with the update to visibility. It feels far more substantial than the original pass on visibility. And this may overall fix the sort of, oh, I didn't even see that guy until he started shooting at me types of issues that people have been having, especially in maps like Devastation. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to play on Fiel to test it out, but there will be much more testing in the future. My initial impressions, visibility much better, lots less camping, and just surprising people basically without being able to be seen. When it comes to manually leaning in Battlefield 5, I'm quite unimpressed with the implementation at the moment. First of all, the controls are not good. You're going to have to do some serious rebinding if you want to take advantage of manual leaning. At the moment, they have some sort of function where if you're aiming down sight and moving in a direction while you press F, you will then lean in that direction, which is not only a very clunky premise to sort of wrap your head around, but also if I'm strafing right, which would be D on the keyboard, I have to then also hit F. So I can't use my pointer finger. I have to like bring my thumb up to hit F. It's very awkward, feels cumbersome, and basically you're going to want a QE leaning setup, but Q is already spotting, E is already lots of other things, so you're going to have to start rebinding keys and redesigning your entire layout if you want to take advantage of leaning. Leaning is also very slow, and the degree in which you lean, the amount of lean is super subtle, and the pacing of Battlefield 5 is very fast already. I just don't know how useful leaning is going to be and whether or not it's even worth trying to rebind all your keys to take advantage of it on a more regular basis. We'll see how it plays out over time. I'm going to be annoyed if people end up using this in a cheesy way ultimately, but we'll find out. Assault rifles and SMGs. Well, the assault rifles do feel a bit better. The STG-44 I think got hit a little bit hard by the previous nerf. It feels more usable now. There's still very good guns on the battlefield that I would still probably pick over it, but ultimately I think most players will be happy that these guns saw a little bit of a comeback there. The medic rifles, the Commando Carbine and the Tromboncino, both feel pretty good now. The Commando Carbine, still probably not a weapon I'm going to be using regularly. It's always been kind of like a trick shot weapon. It's just a little bit better now, a little bit better balanced, and so that's overall very good. The Recon PO8 Carbine does feel a little bit easier to use overall, but not a massive change in that area. So those are the guns that got the biggest balance changes since last patch. The LS-26 did see some minor changes to it. I picked it up for just a brief while and still wasn't really enjoying that LMG. I think I still stand by my initial review on that weapon in terms of its overall performance. Medic crates and ammo crates. Well, for people who are freaked out about the aura healing effect of medic crates, I can promise you it is not something that you're going to be writing home about. The radius on it is 2 meters, very short, which means you basically need to throw a medic crate down on somebody in order for it to aura heal. Also, the game doesn't yet award points for people picking up health or ammo off of you, nor does it give you any indicator that it's happened in game. So while you're carrying it around, it's very difficult for you to realize when it's happening. Like, you don't understand if you are resupplying teammates, and I guess that's kind of the annoying part of it. I think DICE does have plans to add in a point system for this, which would then indicate to you when somebody is taking health or ammo from you, and that would let you know how effective it's actually being. So, you know, the resupply ammo crate just got a universal upgrade because now people can just take ammo off of you, but you still have the need to put down a crate so people can resupply their gadgets. With the medic thing, the crate is decent. You can still heal yourself quickly with an ammo pouch by hitting the C key. I think, and I was testing this out in game, it does seem like you can heal extra fast if, say, you take a lot of damage and you put down a crate on the ground, but then you also self-heal with a pouch. It looks like you might actually heal double fast. I haven't 100% confirmed that, but just messing around with that briefly in-game, it seems like that might be an option. So ultimately, I think the upgrades to the crates are good. I don't think they're overpowered. I was concerned that the medic crate might be overpowered, but it certainly doesn't feel like it. And I don't really think it's going to upset the team flow of this game at all. It'll just alleviate the frustration when you're occasionally running around after a support guy or a medic trying to get heals or ammo off of them. I did briefly do a little bit of flying in the game. The airplanes do feel a bit better at first glance. I haven't gone into this super in depth, but overall they do feel less sluggish than before, which is nice. Although the assignments for unlocking the boys AT rifle and all that stuff had a ton of anti-air guys up. So it was pretty brutal flying initially with all the AA up in the air, but once this assignment dies down a little and AA usage returns to normal, I'll probably be able to get a better read on where flying's at. Unfortunately, though, I did encounter a very annoying bug where it seems like some of the airplanes in the game, it might be the Blenheim or something, creates just this universal, extremely loud airplane sound that seems omnidirectional, and it just kind of like noise pollutes your whole gameplay experience at times. And so I think it triggers when there's one of these airplanes up in the air. You just hear the engine sound like it's everywhere. So that's a new bug. At least I haven't experienced it before, and it was super annoying and happening on multiple different maps and servers. Let's talk about the boys AT rifle. The requirements to unlock this weapon are a little bit odd, a bit more specific and very map specific, game mode specific, things that are potentially going to make you rage at times or often make you not really play the objective for a while. So if there's a lot of people trying to unlock this at once, you're going to get some teams full of people playing in weird ways, which has always kind of irked me about some of the assignment systems. So not a big fan of the assignment progression this time around. Once you do unlock the boys AT rifle, it is a recon anti-material rifle. It's listed as a 5-shot magazine, although I think it has 4 in the mag and potentially 1 in the chamber. And although it is an anti-material rifle, or the AT rifle as it's named in game, it's not very good at anti-vehicles. Forget tanks, I mean just vehicles in general. It doesn't do much damage to. Even hitting a shot on a BF-109 going by, I did like 17 damage to it, which is nothing. I didn't even like disable a wing or an engine or anything. So that was really, really underwhelming in terms of its anti-vehicle performance. It can certainly assist in taking out a vehicle. If you see one that's already getting pounded, you can like put a little bit of damage onto it, but I would not recommend using this to engage vehicles. Think of it as like the AT rocket gun from Battlefield 1, but does less damage. The bipod mechanics are worse because they're Battlefield 5 bipod mechanics, so it takes longer and it's harder to set it up to take an actual shot. And it replaces your primary weapon for the recon class. So this isn't like a gadget. It's like a full-on, you're swapping out your bolt-action rifle for this instead. It should be used primarily as an anti-infantry weapon, and in that regard, it's pretty interesting. It's got a one-shot kill potential on a body shot, I believe within a certain range on it. I was hitting really long distance targets and not doing full damage. But in close to medium range, this thing can absolutely one-shot the crap out of your opponent. The problem, of course, is that, well, you gotta deploy the bipod. And bipod mechanics in Battlefield 5 are garbage. If this was a weapon in Battlefield 1, it might be slightly more usable because BF1 bipod mechanics were far easier to use, far more fluid. Battlefield 5 mucked everything up and made it basically terrible. So You have to play it very, very passively or oddly, basically, crawling around, diving around corners, all this stuff that doesn't really work against good players very often. Now, you can fire the weapon in sort of a hipfire mode where you can sort of do the MMG style thing where you ADS, but it's not really ADSing, and it gives you slightly more accurate fire than just full-on hipfire. And I was having a little bit of fun doing this, but it's just a very inconsistent way of using the weapon. It's cool when you get that one-shot kill, doing sort of a hipfire shot, but it is not a good, reliable way to run around. This is definitely going to be a cheesy weapon, and something that could be potentially overpowered in the perfect game modes that are very linear, very choke point oriented. You could potentially absolutely wreck people in narrow areas, because in a sense it is the highest DPS gun in the game, right? It's a one-shot kill to a body shot. Nothing else in the game can really do that, and so that's impressive and cool, but to get that you've got to shoot it from a bipoded position, and it's also got a pretty lengthy rechamber round. So if you miss that first shot, well, good luck on your second shot. You better hope that your opponent just doesn't see you. Now, as much as I would like to do a full review on this weapon, I can't, because the progression tree for it, at least for me, is bugged. I saw it was bugged for a bunch of other people. It could be bugged for everyone, and just like not everybody's gotten the weapon unlocked yet, so they haven't been able to test it. But basically, you can't rank it up right now. So it's got these cool rank up abilities like AP rounds that do more against armor. So I haven't been able to test that out. It's got faster rechambering, which would be useful. The ability to switch between this and your sidearm much faster. Lots of upgrades that actually seem like they would make this gun far more playable. I can't get and I can't test out right now. I mean, I got it up to rank 3 in one game and then it just reset for the next round. So that really sucks. Hopefully DICE fixes this ASAP. This is the other big bug of the latest patch. So, you know, as we have gotten used to with Battlefield 5, each patch fixes a bunch of stuff and improves many things, but also comes with a bunch of bugs. So there's that. I'm looking forward to ranking this weapon up and trying it out a bit more, especially on different game modes. I don't think it's particularly great on more open format modes like Conquest, but choke pointed modes, it could be an absolute beast. Now, of course, the data miners on Reddit have been hard at work trying to data mine and find everything that's hidden away in this latest patch that might give us some details as to what we're getting in the near future. They found weapon dog tags for the M1917 Enfield, the MAB-38, the S200M, the Carabine 1938M, Lancaster, Patchet, and Madsen MG have been added. So lots of stuff there to expect in terms of weapons. The MAB-38 is a medic class SMG that will be unlocked in week 12 of the Trial by Fire War Chapter starting on June 13th. 2 new elite soldiers like Wilhelm and Hannah have been added to the game files but are currently unavailable. Like previous 2 elites, they come with unique character models, voice lines, end of round animations, and melee weapons. The melee weapons are actually viewable from the in-game company menu as well. A new asset for the upcoming Mercury Map has been found, a screenshot used in the server browser, and it's Mini-Map. Mercury will support all major game modes and will be included in a grand operation when the second Greek map, Marita, is added. As for the Firestorm updates, I didn't get a chance to matchmake this morning. The times were a bit too long, unfortunately, but this boy's AT rifle is actually in that allegedly as a new gold tier weapon, so we'll have to see how that balances into the gameplay. There's new locations, and there's also sort of a hidden secret area in the pre-round zone that may give us some Easter egg clues as to something or other down the road. Anyway, that kind of wraps it up for the patch. Overall, I'm very happy with the updates to visibility. The ammo crates and medic things are nice additions to the game, nice quality of life additions, but they need to go further by adding points and giving you intel as to when you're actually assisting your teammates. Leaning, I feel like DICE should just pull that from the game in general. The manual leaning stuff doesn't integrate particularly well. The boy's AT rifle is interesting, but they got to fix the rank up bug so we can actually see what this weapon is capable at its full potential. Thanks for watching, guys. I will be trying to do a bit more Firestorm coverage in the coming days of the updates and whatnot to that game mode, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Level Cap signing off.